The Atlanta Falcons have three defensive linemen that are all super young that straight up dominated yesterday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And today we're going to talk about all three of these different guys. We're going to watch some of the plays that make these guys really, really special. James Pearce Jr., Brandon Dorlus, as well as Jalon Walker. All three of these guys are basically rookies or in their second season. And we're going to start with Dorlus because this is one of my favorite defensive linemen coming out of Oregon. Just last season, I absolutely love this guy, and he is flashing in his second season. And yesterday, the guy had multiple impactful plays. And we're going to start right here with this first play here. And I really want to slow this down because he does a really nice job here with the hands. He's going to do a great job with the swim move. So number 60 here, and I'm going to just back it up one more time. Number 60 here, the left guard is going to actually end up quick setting Dorlus. So as soon as he gets out of his stance, he's going to get the left hand right into Dorlus. This is essentially to throw his pass rush off. Dorlus does a great job countering and removing number 60's hands. And if you guys miss it, let me back it up one more time. Watch number 60 as he puts that left hand into Dorlus and have the left arm's going to end up going off of Dorlus right there. That's a great job. And then he's going to not only bull rush number 60, but as 60 tries to drop the anchor, you're going to see Dorlus swim over the top. He's going to generate that pressure on Baker Mayfield. That's a really good job right there by the defensive tackle. Keep in mind, this guy made so many plays like this that I feel like maybe a little overlooked. Take this next play right here as an example. Now, on this one here, Pearce is going to actually end up getting the sack on the quarterback, but Dorlus is going to essentially run a defensive line game. He's going to push number 60 straight back, and he's going to almost go to the left side of 60, so Pearce can kind of come underneath it. And this just speaks volumes, this play right here specifically, because it's not just Pearce and Dorlus, it's also Jalon Walker from the other side. And again, these three guys, I'm telling you guys, have so much upside, and they're going to become really good players now. The left guard, obviously, is going to end up getting bull rushed by Dorlus, so I think Dorlus is a really nice job. With the bull rush move, he tries a hezzy move. The hezzy move doesn't really work. Back it up one more time. Watch as soon as this guy gets out of his stance, he's going to essentially fake a move to the left, and then he's going to kind of come back to the right, referred to as a hezzy move. You'll see it right here. See that fake movement, tries coming back, goes to the bull rush. Pearce comes right underneath it, ends up getting the sack. But check out Jalon Walker with the ghost move way over here. He's going to end up going up against a pretty good right tackle. He's going to put the right arm up and then just ghosts the right tackle, rips. He ends up beating the tackle. And of course, Baker Mayfield steps under the sack because of Jalon Walker's pressure. Again, a very solid group of young defensive linemen. Check this next play out. You're going to get a defensive line game between number 90, who's going to slant inside. Dorlus is going to come around. Dorlus is essentially going to go free, and he's going to end up getting the sack. Once again, really, really nice job to be able to kind of change direction, to be able to get after the quarterback. Keep in mind, 33 seconds left in the second quarter. The Buccaneers could potentially score right here. And Dorlus does a phenomenal job with the change of direction. He starts upfield, quickly comes right back to the left, and he's able to get back there. He's able to generate that pressure and get to the quarterback. Phenomenal rep, if you ask me. Alrighty, guys, check this next play out. Just a phenomenal job once again by this defensive tackle. On this play, he's going to do a great job setting up this right guard, and watch how he beats this guy. It is so quick. It is so efficient. And this is what good pass rushers do to beat guys in front of them. You got to set them up, and you got to be able to hit them exactly when that moment comes. Now, Baker does obviously get out of here. He completes the pass. Not a huge deal. Think about what this guy does on this play. He's going to get out of his stance. He's going to go left just to kind of start this play. And as soon as the guard starts to lean towards that same side, he's going to jump inside, punches with the right hand, left arm comes over the top. I mean, this right here is what Jalen Carter does a lot. Right? He starts guys towards one side, comes back to the other side, swipes with the arm. The other arm comes over the top. That is Jalen Carter-ish, right? And I'm not saying Brandon Dorlus is Jalen Carter, but this guy's in his second year in his NFL career. And that right there is absolutely incredible. Just the little details of setting it up to the left and then coming back to the right, and you pair it up with the pass rush move. To me, that's a phenomenal play right there by Dorlus. Doesn't get to the quarterback, not a huge deal. Still is disrupting the play, right? Baker Mayfield wants to stand in the pocket. He wants to throw the pass. He's not able to because Dorlus has instant pressure. Phenomenal job if you guys ask me. I want to look at two more plays with Dorlus, and then we'll switch over and we'll talk a little bit about Pearce as well as Jalon Walker. Watch this run rep right here. Look at what he's going to do against the right guard here. He's playing the 3 technique, so he has containment at the B gap, and he does a phenomenal job making sure the reach block does not happen. And as soon as the running back tries hitting it into his gap, he does a really nice job making sure that ends up not happening. So keep in mind, watch the guard here. As soon as he gets out of his stance, he's going to take a step over this way. And essentially, they're trying to run this to the outside of Dorlus. So this guy's job right here is to get in front of Dorlus and essentially seal him off. And of course, because of the fact that Dorlus is in that B gap, his job is to make sure the run does not hit in that gap. So again, look at him do a great job with the hands. And watch the running back try to hit this to that gap. Look at him. Gets off the block perfectly. Wraps up the running back. This one picks up no yards. That is a phenomenal rep right there to defend the run. Check this next play out right here. James Pearce is going to do a pretty nice job making the play on this one. The play does pick up about 4 yards. But I like how Pearce recognizes this play and realizes that this is a power run concept to the inside. And Tristan Wirfs, the left tackle, has essentially a seal out block on Pearce. Pearce does a great job closing the distance downwards, fights through the block, gets off of it, and then he helps the linebacker make this play. Pretty nice rep if you guys ask me. You got another nice rep here once again by Pearce. This time he's going to be running a defensive line game. He's going to jump to the inside and watch the power, the quickness that he has on the center. Essentially kind of throws the center out of here. To me, that's a really, really nice rep. And it's powerful and it's strong. As soon as he ends up coming back to the inside, just the power to kind of toss the center out of there. And then, of course, he generates that pressure. You get an incomplete pass. Absolutely love these type of plays. You know, the point of a quarterback pressure or a quarterback hit is to disrupt the entire play. Either the quarterback throws the ball away or the ball falls incomplete. The most important parts of these plays is essentially forcing the play to have a negative outcome. So on this one here, it's a really, really nice rep. On this next play here, once again, Pearce is going to disrupt the play. He's going to get into the backfield. On this one, he's actually going to end up taking the quarterback down for a sack. Now, you can make the argument this was a coverage sack, and I do agree with that. But at the end of the day, it's also just a 4-man pass rush. Most teams in the NFL struggle getting home on 4-man pass rushes. Not this team, though. You got guys like James Pearce and Jalon Walker. You got guys like Ruke and Street, as well as Brandon Dorlus. You got Arnold Ebiketie. To me, the Falcons have so many guys that can kind of come in and find success. And again, I absolutely love what James Pearce has done this season. And keep in mind, he's still technically a rookie. So just imagine how much better he's going to get as he goes into this offseason. And he starts preparing for this next season. He starts to work out and he starts to watch some tape and realize like, hey, you know, I could have done these things, so maybe I should work on these specific things in the offseason. And I don't say this lightly when I say this. I truly do think Pearce is going to end up becoming one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL. The guy just has so much potential, so much upside. And we got one more video that I want to kind of just get into with Pearce. You guys already saw this one, but I want to show it to you guys one more time because we're talking a little bit more about Pearce. Again, just a really, really, really good job being able to run this defensive line game. And, you know, remember, he's getting chipped on this one. 82 is going to make sure Pearce cannot speed rush. You know, he does get chipped, but he does do a great job disengaging with the left tackle. The left tackle is going to get the hands into Pearce, and you'll see that right there. Ends up getting the hands. Look at Pearce knock those hands off of him. And I'll slow it down so it's a little bit easier to see. Keep an eye on Pearce, man. Look at as soon as Tristan Wirfs makes that contact, look at him break the hands right there. And he's able to get off of that. He comes in there. He makes the play. Just a phenomenal job. But this is a great transition to go ahead and talk a little bit about Jalon Walker. Because Jalon Walker, as we talked about earlier, does a phenomenal job with the ghost move. To me, this is really, really, really good stuff right here. And, you know, it's kind of crazy that Walker went above Pearce because, you know, Pearce has, I shouldn't say he has more upside. That's probably the wrong words to use. Both guys have tremendous upside. I think both guys have become really, really good. There's a really good job right here to beat this right tackle. Some people think this is one of the better right tackles in the NFL. And again, just the ghost move. Love it. Puts the hand into the tackle. The tackle's going to try to now swipe or try to counter. And then he's going to just end up going right past him. Rips. That's a bad spot to be in if you're an offense tackle. The quarterback tries stepping up. Of course, you get the other two guys to kind of bring it down. That's a phenomenal rep if you guys ask me. You got another really nice play here by Walker. This one's going to be an 11-yard. It's going to be an 11-yard pass. But Walker does a great job being able to beat the guy that's essentially pulling and coming out around to kick him out. Let me back this up one more time. So you got the tight end here. He's going to come on a backside wham block. Or at least it's a play action, so that's what they're trying to show. They're trying to show that, hey, we have a wham block coming at Jalon Walker. And Walker, again, just does a phenomenal job being able to beat this tight end that's essentially coming on this fake block. Look at this. The tight end's in a great spot, and Walker just fakes an outside move, jumps inside. And again, it's just that quickness, right? It's the same way he just beat that right tackle on the last play. It's the quickness, right? You put the right hand up, and then you use your athleticism and your quickness to kind of jump outside. On this one, once again, right, it's the quickness. He's going to fake it to the outside. He's going to come right back underneath, and he's going to just make this man miss right here. That's really, really good stuff right here by Walker, and this is why he went higher than James Pearce, right? It's the fact that he has that movement that, like, Michael Parsons and Abdul Carter kind of have. And it's not the exact same type of movement, right? Those two guys are probably a little bit faster than Walker, but Walker's a lot bigger. And for the size, it's that type of movement. Here's another example of just that. Look at how Walker starts downwards, and look at how he changes direction and how quick this is. Defensive linemen cannot do this in the NFL, or the average defensive lineman, I should say, cannot do this. You try looking at guys like Tyree Wilson or Lucas Van Ness. These guys aren't changing direction the way Jalon Walker does. And this basically ruins the entire play, right? The quarterback here expects the defensive lineman to be way down this way because of the play action. That's why you leave him unblocked. But the way he changes direction, the quarterback doesn't have the time. You're trying to leak the tight end. You're trying to get a backside guy over here, but you just don't have the time because Walker has that athleticism to change direction. If you're going to run this play against the Falcons, if James Pearce and even Walker are out there, this play is not going to ever work, truth be told. We got this final play right here. A really nice job by the defense. This is going to be a simulated pressure, and you're actually going to see the quarterback's going to just kind of panic. And Walker's going to end up kind of splitting the sack with Divine Diablo. This is a 0-yard net, right? So there's no gain. There's also no loss technically. And Walker does get credit for half a sack on this one. But I want to talk about the play a little bit because this is a part of, what the Falcons run. This is a part of why the Falcons have a great head coach, a guy that knows how to run defense. So essentially you have two guys here that the offensive line is accountable for. Left tackle is going to go here, left guard here, center, right guard, right tackle, and then the running back is going to pick up the man right here. But what's going to end up happening is both of these guys are going to drop out of here. You're going to actually just end up bringing an extra guy over here, and it's just not going to be picked up. I'm going to slow it down so you guys can kind of see that blitz coming. Here it is. Man ends up kind of going unblocked, generates that pressure, just a really, really good design. And you're going to end up bringing the quarterback down on this one. It's a phenomenal job right there. And of course, just backing it up one last time. You guys can see Walker lined up right here. He's going to do a great job not letting Baker Mayfield kind of get out of there. So keep an eye on Walker. He's going to end up going up against the right guard who is tasked to block Walker. And Walker does a pretty nice job splitting those two guys. Gets off the block. Mayfield could have potentially been out of there if Walker doesn't get there. So that's a great job by the young defensive lineman. Watch this one by Walker. He's going to do a great job taking on the pulling offensive lineman. And he's going to essentially get in there. He's going to disrupt the flow of this play. Really good job forcing the running back to kind of get out of there. Keep in mind, these power run concepts where you got this guy pulling out this way. Do keep in mind when you got these guys pulling out and they're essentially blocking Walker, that means the run is meant to go to the inside. So as a defensive end, you are taught to take that on and essentially try to close that gap down. And watch Walker. He does a really nice job closing it down. Absolutely love that. There's nowhere to go on the inside. Running back hits this to the outside. Only picks up about 1 yard. Really, really nice rep. Overall, I really like what I'm seeing from some of these young defensive linemen. Again, I think the Atlanta Falcons have a really, really good defensive line. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We are covering the Falcons on this channel. We will continue to cover some of the younger guys. And we'll also make some offensive line content. Matthew Bergeron's a guy that I want to kind of check back in on. I was very high on him when he came out of Syracuse. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time with another video.